Once again, in the wake of recent events, it's time for another rant. But for those who are new to my channel, my name is Megan, but I prefer Meg. I'm 25 years old, I'm a transgender woman who is also a lesbian, and my pronouns are she, her. Before, I thought I had zero tolerance for homophobia and transphobia, but now that tolerance has dropped to a -1,000,000. It's very hard to avoid encountering anything to do with politics on a daily basis because people have been politicizing the LGBT community for decades. I can't count how many genders there are, but there's a whole lot more than two. There's definitely more than two sexes as well. Sex is what you're assigned at birth. Gender is a much more complex concept than that. Before anyone goes, sex and gender are the same thing, consider people who are born intersex. At birth, they're often assigned either male or female. If sex and gender were the same thing, they would most likely identify as intersex. That wouldn't make any sense. Pro tip, if you follow "I'm not homophobic" or something like that with "but," then I get the impression that you are. It's like this, you're either homophobic or you're not. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There literally is nothing wrong with being gay, lesbian, bisexual, pan. None of that. It's almost 2023. It's high time you leave both politics and religion the fuck out of our community. Our rights are human rights just like everybody else's. And love is love. Treat people how you want to be treated. All we're doing is trying to live our lives, and people stick their nose where it doesn't belong. Apparently, acceptance is way too much to ask these idiots. Being a decent human being doesn't cost a penny. At least I'm taking voice feminization lessons and I'm getting HRT soon. When it comes to wearing skirts, using the ladies' room, carrying my purse, painting my nails, I would love to be able to do all of that stuff way beyond just Allentown and Philly. I'm a woman, and I want to be seen as one. I was never a man, just assigned male at birth. Trans women are women, trans men are men, trans rights are human rights. I never know one's pronouns, especially those of a stranger, so sometimes I refer to certain people with they, them. Just because someone appears to be male or female doesn't necessarily mean they are. Literally anyone could be trans. Don't get me started on the people who think we're groomers. There are some LGBT individuals who are, but at most, that's a very, very small minority who aren't welcome in our community. CWC, for instance. 99% of us absolutely fucking aren't groomers. As it turns out, it's a lot of these disgusting bigots who are. And guess what? This entire video is coming from someone who used to be a transphobic bigot herself. I was never vocal about it, but I'm ashamed of myself for it. If I can unlearn from it, I don't see why you can't. Other than that, there's not a damn thing to say.